Hello my lovelies, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and if you're new here, my name is Becky and I am a fashion and lifestyle blogger, and I post here on YouTube 2 or 3 times a week and every single day over on Instagram. I did a lash lift last night for the first time. I've had one before, but I did it myself for the first time. So this is what is going on. I have a little bit of tissue stuck to my eyelid, but we're going to ignore that. So this is what is going on at the moment. Lovely. But I filmed the whole thing last night and I just realized I didn't film an intro, so here I am saying hello. And I guess we'll just go to the actual doing the lash lift, and I'm going to tell you all of my thoughts as I'm doing it and everything. And then at the end, I'm going to tell you what I think. Was it worth the money? How difficult it was, all that kind of stuff. Okay, so I've actually just done this eye, and I filmed the entire thing, but because I was still figuring it out, it was a bit of a hot mess. So I'm gonna film again and show you as I do the second one, because I think that is just gonna be a little bit more coherent, and if you're trying to follow what to do, it's gonna be a little bit easier. So first of all, it comes with these little patch thingies that you use to glue your bottom lashes down. I couldn't get mine to stick, and then I dropped it on the floor, so I gave up on it. I didn't use it and it all turned out okay. There's multiple different sizes of these silicone thingies, but I used the small and this is how it turned out. From what I understand of the research that I've done online, if you use the bigger ones, the curls are going to go kind of like further forward and up, but I have really short lashes, as you can see, so I think if I put a bigger one on, it's just going to go forward and not up at all. So I'm going to stick with the smaller one. I mean, I would probably want to do both sides with the small one, but I don't regret doing the small one, I guess is my point. So I'm going to take the false lash glue and this, I'm going to put some glue in the back of this and then pop it on my eyelid. So I'm going to put it on here. Oh, by the way, I already like cleansed my eyes so they're nice and clean. You don't need a lot of glue on here on this bit, but I did just make sure that this kind of edge here didn't have any on, because I didn't want to get that too close to my eye. Wait a few seconds, let that go a little bit tacky. I'm gonna go like this. I'm just looking down at the mirror because it's a bit easier to see what I'm doing, and you want to pop that like as close to your eyelid as possible. Okay, maybe not that close because I feel like that's stuck on the eyelash and not on the eyelid. You want to get like as close to the root as the eyelash as possible, but not obviously on the eyelashes because that's going to mess with them. Okay, so that's how it is looking. I didn't find with the last one that it was particularly uncomfortable. You know, like it's not the most comfortable thing, but it's not very uncomfortable. Also, I read online that it helps to curl your eyelashes, but I forgot. So I'm gonna do it now. I don't know if that's the best idea, but it's gonna have to do. Okay, yeah, it still works. So basically the reason behind curling them with the curler before you do it with the perm is that it's going to make it easier for them to stick to the silicone thingy. So now that that is stuck on my eyelid, I'm going to take the glue again and put it along this thing like this, and basically I'm going to stick my eyelashes to this. So with the last one, I was a little bit shy with this glue because I was a little bit nervous, but I'm not nervous anymore, and I feel like I kind of know what I'm doing roughly. And because they weren't stuck on properly, they kept popping down throughout the perming process, which meant that they didn't get to take as well. So definitely going to be making sure that I stick them on much better this time. does actually say that when you put the glue on, you should leave it for a minute. I think that is just to check that it's all set in place, okay? So I did leave it for a minute, and then I noticed that a couple of the lashes had kind of popped off. So I have popped a bit more glue on those, and I'm just currently waiting while that glue dries. I found that rather than using the little spoolie thing, it was much easier to stick the lashes on using my finger just by pressing them onto it, but now my finger is kind of sticky, so pros and cons, I guess. Yeah, so I think that the glue is set now. So after that, you put on the perm. Apparently there's enough in the set for 10 to 13 uses, but I did just get a DM from a girl on Instagram who told me that if you leave your bottle open, then it's going to oxidize and then you won't be able to use it anymore, so it won't last 10 uses because you've left it open too long. So pop the lid back on as soon as possible. I'm going to use this little thingy bob that came in the set to apply this to my lashes. Two things that I read from my research online. You want to focus mainly on the roots and the mid-lengths with this, because it's damaging to the ends of your lashes, and this is the one that is going to hurt like holy hell if you get it in your eye, so really be careful. So I'm not going to talk to you much while I do this because I really don't want to get it in my eye, so I will speak to you in a second. Also, some of the videos that I watched online, they were putting tons of product on, but all I've done is dip this in twice and then rub that on my lashes, and for the last one at least, that seemed to be enough. My lashes are not like the curliest in the world still over here, so maybe if you put more on, then they will be curlier, but to be honest, I'm really happy with the amount of curl that I have over here. So I'm not going to put any more on. I'm not going to chance it because I don't really want to waste the product either, and like I said, I don't like it when they go kind of like too permed. So that's the perm solution. It says in the box to leave it for 10 to 12 minutes, but again, one of the tutorials that I watched online, I watched a video from a woman who is like what's it called, a beautician, and she said that with a perm, the longer you leave it on, obviously the more curly it's going to be, so she would recommend going for more than 12 minutes, and that is what I did on my last one, so I'm going to leave it for the 12 minutes, and I think I'm going to go sit down for 12 minutes because my legs are really aching from standing here. So I will see you in 12 minutes. Hello. Okay, hi. I am ready to go on to the next step. So the next step is, let me just double check to remind myself. So this one is confusing because on the instructions it says to remove the perming solution with this comb. But online, the videos that I watched, the girls left the solution on. So because I was confused, what I did in the last one was I just kind of went over it to make sure there was no excess on, and then went ahead and just applied the next one. Anyway, I have gotten my little pink thingies mixed up. I know for the last one I used one for the perm and one for the fixation, but I don't remember which is which, so I am just gonna grab a little cotton bud and just go ahead and apply the fixation with that to make it, I just want to be safe and not be putting the wrong thing on and mix things up. So I'm just gonna pop my cotton bud in here. And I found last time that basically any little hairs that were popping out tended to behave themselves much better once this blue bit went on. Again, I don't think you need loads from how the other one went. Just enough to literally cover all the lashes should be enough. I mean, I've done literally one eye before, so like don't take my word as gold, but I'm telling you what I did. Okay, and now I'm gonna leave this for 12 minutes and then come back again. Oh, nearly fell on the floor. Okay, I am back and it is time to kind of wipe the excess of that off. So I'm going to use this little white tool thingy and I am going to use the comb bit to comb off any of the excess fixation. Again, so in the instructions it says to remove it, and then in videos that I watched they didn't remove it. So what I am doing is just kind of combing off the excess, and then I'm going to go ahead and just apply the next thing straight on top of it, because they're kind of like hard now, so I don't really see. Oops, I just dropped a cotton bud on the floor. Like, that's just not coming off yet. There's no way. So I've just kind of combed it to make sure there's no excess coming off. Now we're going to put on number 3, which is the nutrition oil. And one of the videos that I watched recommended that you kind of like shake it up a bit. Like wiggle the lashes up a little bit when you put this on to try and separate them a bit. I didn't do that last time and they did separate fine with the cleanser, but that is something you could try at this point if you wanted to. So you put on the nutrition oil now, and I believe the point of this is just to start breaking down the bonds in that glue and stuff to make it a bit easier for you to remove it in a second. So you put on this nutrition oil and then that will stay on for 5 minutes. Then you're going to wash everything off with the cleanser. Okay, 5 minutes and I will be back again. Hello, I'm back. I'm excited because we are finally on the last day. I'm going to take the cleanser now. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to dip the cotton bud into the cleanser and rub it on my lashes until they all unstick. The other thing that I would recommend is rub the cleanser along your eye, because you put glue on your eye, if you remember, from the plastic sticking the silicone down, and just any that's got on your eye in general. So if you clean your eye as well, then your lashes aren't going to stick to it as much. Okay, so as you guys saw, it wasn't like too difficult really. It was a bit kind of awkward doing the first eye, trying to figure things out, but after I'd done the first one it was super easy, and I do think that next time I'll be able to do both eyes at once to be able to do it much quicker. Like I said, I think that one of the key things is that you really want to make sure you put enough glue on when you're sticking your lashes to the silicone pads, because if not they're just going to keep popping off while you've got the perm and the fixer on, and then it's not really going to have that chemical on it. It's not going to be staying in the right position as it sets. It's just not quite going to be what you want. My lashes are pretty short and pretty light, so it isn't too dramatic of an effect really, because they haven't been dyed as well, and I think normally when you have a lash lift they dye them. So I do think that once I have some mascara on, it's going to look a lot nicer. But I do really like the effect that it has already. I feel like sometimes when I've had lash lifts at a salon, it's a bit too much and a bit too kind of, they're like, the lashes are like this, and it kind of bothers me that they just feel a bit too kind of intense. So I really like how they are, and I do think they will be even nicer when I have some mascara on. But I'm not allowed to get them wet for 24 hours, which means I can't put any mascara on because I won't be able to wash it off again. So yeah, we will see that in a few days. Keep an eye out on my Instagram if you do want to see any updates as to how it looks with the mascara. But overall, I'm really happy. This is what we're working with, and I'm very happy, and it seems like probably, I don't know if I'll quite be able to get 10 uses out of it, because I do think I used a lot of the glue. I feel like based on how quickly I've used the glue, maybe 5 uses, but even 5 uses, that would have been £105 at the salon. Is that right? No. £175 at the salon, and I would have paid £23 for the kit. So even if I only get 5 uses, I think it's a massive saving. To be honest, even if I only got 1 use per box, it's a big saving still, because it's a £12 saving, and that's like £12 a month, so that's a lot. So I'm happy. I'm gonna leave a link in the description box to the lash lift kit that I used. There are 2 versions of this lash lift kit. There is the advanced and not advanced. I use the advanced one. It has the patches that go under your eyes and the pink like spoolie things. I think that I don't think you get those in the normal one. And there's a slight, and the glue is different in the advanced one. So I can't vouch for the one that isn't advanced, and you don't get that stuff. But the advanced one I would definitely recommend, and I'm very, very happy. And I'm gonna go now because we are about to get winter ready and take him on walkies. So that's gonna be nice. So I will see you all later. Have a lovely weekend. Don't forget to like and subscribe and leave a comment if you have something nice to say. Bye.